What's good, YouTube? AWolf Theory here, and today I'm bringing you another update, version 2 of the deck profile of the first deck I put on the channel, which is DDDs. Did a little kind of story behind it. That was my first ever video for it a couple months ago. But without further ado, like I said, this is version 2. I do have a couple of texts in here. Pretty sure that some people might like, some people might not like, of course. But at the end of the day, that's why we're doing it, because we're trying to make decks competitive. And we're trying to come up with different ideas and theories behind certain decks. So with that being said, if you do like the deck profile and check out a couple of more little contents I put up, please feel free to subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Again, we're doing a double work life right now, you could say. Well, my actual job itself, I do work out on the side. Have a girlfriend, of course, and yeah, this daily thing. So this is just more of a hobby. Still play games and stuff like that too. So yeah, but trying to get more consistent with it, because at the end of the day, that's why we're here. So not to waste any more of your time, let's get into the deck profile. What I like to do with all my deck profile, typically I put the card that I feel as though is the important or one of the most important cards in the deck. For this deck, it would be Kepler. I think I had something different last time. I can't remember or not. But at the end of the day, Kepler is the most important card. Kepler basically gets you into the gate, your contract. Your contract gets you whatever piece you're missing. And of course, the contract will have synergy with other things in the deck. So yeah, you run it at 3. I'm not gonna really go through all the DD cards, because if you are a DDD player, you already know what these cards do. So moving on with the other 3 ups, we play or run 3 swirls. We do 3 necro slimes, and for the last 3 O's, we play 3 Lamia. Like I said, we already know what these cards do. These cards we kind of max out at, because at the end of the day, we want to see them. All right, so for the 2 O's, I played 2 ghosts. Went back and forth between 1 and 2 ghosts in the deck. But currently right now, there's a certain reason behind me playing 2. If I wasn't playing the build and what I'm playing, I will play it at 1. So play it at 2. Next, I play 2 Ragnarok. Ragnarok is not needed anymore at 2. From 2, you don't need 3 of it. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a good card, but it can be a dead card. So I run it at 2. Next to us, I run 2 Comprentis. Comprentis can be a extender, and it also can be a starter, depending on what your hand is. So I mean, 2 is fine. And my last 2 cards that are 1-ofs, so the only 1-ofs in the deck. Night Owl. I know people think, oh, why Night Owl is bad. So the reason behind it: 1 Night Owl and 0 King Rays. I played at 1. I'm gonna get another one. I would play it at 2. I'm kind of going back and forth with it. But if you have this in a Ragnarok, it's very powerful, because it allows you to basically normal summon your Ragnarok without tribute summon, and then you'll get Ragnarok's effect. So that's it for the DD cards. Now for your support cards, starters, whatever, I run 2 Tenye. So I ran 2 Tenyes in the other build that I made. The other build consists of Wear Out Thou. I still have that in mind, but I might incorporate it in this build that I'm currently playing. But I mean, you have 1 target. Wear Out Thou with this gets you into your other level 1 missing piece, and then you go from there with making your plays. So I run it at 2. The next ones that I'm playing is I'm running 2 souls, and I'm running one illusion magician. Souls is it's a good card in the deck for the simple fact is that you have a lot of spell cards. Once you use them, they're just dead on the field for the most part. Besides from Lamia, but Lamia you can use any DD monster to be able to special summon them back from the graveyard. Souls just fodder to be able to dig into your deck as well too. She has synergy because she puts one of your DD monsters in the graveyard. She's a level 6. So her and Lamia, you can go into your level 7 plays. And with any level 2 to go into Ghost. To go with Ghost and her, you get into your level 8 plays. Last card I'm trying out is I'm trying out one Chaos Creator, the Chaos Creator. So the reason this is a tech card, it could be whatever it is you want it to be. The reason behind it though is you just banish a light and a dark. You always have darks, of course. Lights you always have because at the end of the day you're going into Link Ross and you're going into Formula Synchron. So you will always have a light and a dark. So with this and Ghost, to be able to put something else back to be able to get effects is just crazy as well too. And it allows you to put more DDD monsters back on the field to be able to put back into the graveyard to be able to have your next turn available for you as well too for turn 2. So that's it for the monsters. I think monsters at about 25, I believe. All right, so moving on with the spell cards. I don't think it's too self-explanatory about certain of these. So we run 4 contracts, 3 gates, and we won 1 swamp queen. The next 2 cards I run is Void Apocalypse. So Void Apocalypse, I don't see many DDD decks running this. I don't know why. I would run this over Foolish any day. Because what at the end of the day is what it's doing is you want your monsters to be into graveyard to be able to get their effects as well too. In hand and graveyard. Had to be either or. So if I'm discarding any card to be able to put a monster into the graveyard, that's the Fiend. That's only helping me out either for this turn or it's going to be setting me up for next turn. Also, all 6 of these, all 6 of these cards are contract cards. So once you use them, they're just on the field. So again, that's more fodder for souls as well too. So this card is, like I said, I don't see it in many DDD decks, but I could be wrong. I don't watch every DDD deck, whether I'm the first or not. It is what it is. But this card, I believe, is like a must card for DDDs. Like you have to play it in DDDs. So to make the deck competitive, of course, you have to run something to get you there. So my choice is 3 Dark Rulers and 2 Droplets. I went back and forth with 2 Dark Rulers. You can get away with 2 Dark Rulers, no more, and 2 Forbidden Droplets. You're a combo deck. Typically your combos is not 1-card combos that will allow you to be able to play so many hand traps. I don't like hand traps anyway, but regardless, that's just me. Yeah, so Dark Ruler and Forbidden Droplets basically allows you to play coin second. Let's say if you do 2 Dark Rulers and Souls, get rid of 2 Dark Rulers with Souls, like to be able to draw into your pieces again. Your opponent typically is not going to know. They're not going to stop a Souls because you have so many other plays to be able to either start or extend from or go through it. So, yeah, that's why Souls is very important. But that's just my going second builds. If you want to take these 5 out and put in whatever, if you want to put in your hand traps and so things of that nature, then you can go right ahead and do that. But that's just for me. And for the tech card that I am trying, I'm trying 3 Tuners High. So what this card does is essentially is really crazy. So you basically discard a card, special summon from your deck 1 monster with the same original type and attribute, but 1 level higher than the discarded card. So it's not a hard once per turn. B, um, you have certain monsters that you will be getting that you want into the graveyard. So what it essentially is so you have one, two, so you have three monsters. Two of the three don't mind being in the graveyard. If this goes in the graveyard, you can't special it back from the graveyard. So you have three. So you have 9 ways. You have 9 monsters. If you draw high, to be able to put this on the field, right? Once this is get on the field, it's a tuner. When this goes to the graveyard, this gives you more fodder for your Lamias, your Necrosons. If you send one of these to graveyard and this goes to graveyard, you put another one in. I mean, again, that's what you want. You want to do. You want to be able to thin your deck to be able to get into your combo pieces from the graveyard. If this is out on the field, then you go into your Night Owl. So, or if you have this on the field with this, or you discard this to be able to bring this out, then you have this to be able to banish, to be able to special summon one from hand. So it's just synergy everywhere with it. So that's why I run that. And of course, all the tuners get into your highly fireback plays. All right, so that's it for that. So the extra deck, it is a 13 card extra deck right now. You can do whatever it is you want with your extra deck. My extra deck is made for a certain reason. You're not going to see this in my, this is not in my extra deck. If you want to put it in, that's fine. This goes in my side. It does nothing for me going first. That's why I don't want to have it. But this is a card that will be in there for going second, of course, for turn 2. All right, so with the XC, so the only XC I'm playing right now is number 38. Again, you have 2 more spots to be able to put and do whatever it is you want to do. But in the day for XC, I'm playing one number 38. Moving on from him, I'm for the Link monsters. I'm at just 3 right now. I'm at the other 2 brothers right here that needs to be, one of them needs to be banned, and I have the cross sheet. So a funny thing is that I totally forgot is that with Link Ross, when you bring out the Link Ross tokens and you have Whereothal, you can use Whereothal for the Link tokens because they're ones to be able to search any of your level 1 plays. So that's another thing you can do just by going into your Link Ross. But this is it for the Link monsters right here. Cross sheet is kind of like standard for DDDs. Moving on, I've run 2 gains, 1 high king gains. Typically, you want to, your first plays will go from these 2. You want to try to hold and keep your other one for the next turn because that should be like your follow-up play to be able to bring something else back, bigger back. So that's it for the fusions. And last but not least, for the synchros, we have 2. We have one metal marcher, 1 formula synchron, Gus King, and for the 3 level 8, I do the OG, Siegfried, Chaos Ruler, and Savage. So what Chaos Ruler does, again, you're milling cards to put into your graveyard. I mean, that's a good thing in the deck because again, you want to put cards into your graveyard to be able to gain their effects. So we putting cards into our graveyard. We're adding one from hand. We're adding one to hand. As well too, you can banish one of light dark monsters to be able to special summon it back. So we have light monsters in our graveyard that we can banish again from Link Ross and Formula to be able to special summon it back. And it's a level 8. So you go into your 38 place. So the other 2 cards that I was thinking about that I've been trying to mess with is Proxy. Proxy is just it's a good card to be able to link summon. Now, once you link summon it, you fusion summon on the field. So it's a good card that gets you. It's another way to fusion summon for your DD monsters. Tail T Dragon is a good card, I think, because I believe If you play against back row and you go into this, and they don't strike this or anything like that, and you use like any type of fusion, basically it says your opponent cannot activate monsters effects during the battle phase. Synchros, your opponent cannot activate spell and trap cards and effects during your main phase. XE, your opponent cannot activate the effects of cards in the graveyard during your main or battle phase. So if you use any one of monsters to be able to special summon it while it's on the field, that basically shut up. So you can use a highly fried bags, cross sheep, and use like a Alexander or whatever. Basically, you're getting this effect, and on your turn, if your opponent doesn't stop this and they play back row, and you use any type of synchro for this card, you're winning the game. Like you're winning because they can't do anything. They can't activate cards and effects. Doing your main phase, they have to do everything during a battle phase. But I mean, at the end of the day, you should be up too much. So these are the other two cards that I was thinking about. But at the end of the day, use this as a guide. This is 13 in the extra deck. So I'm gonna leave it at that. So if you like the content, like I said, leave it to subscribe. Use this as a guide. Be able to do different ideas, deck theories, and stuff like that. Send it out there. If you got any questions, then let me know. But until next time, y'all stay smart, y'all stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one.